cult classic gets thrown around pretty loosely these days, but it never seems quite as sincere as when it is applied to an 80s movie.
Yes, the 80s teen movie, full of John Hughes happy endings, cheesy electronica, and misplaced musical numbers. All of these classics seem to check all the same boxes, unless that classic is, of course, 1988's Heathers, directed by Michael Lehmann. I'm Carly May.
I'm Tuesday Sellers, and this is Cineslush. Some people like to call Heathers a Mean Girls for the 80s, and I suppose there is some merit to that. Both are insanely quotable, both revolve around three very mean girls, and both seem to center on the fact that high school is hell.
But don't let the picturesque pastel aesthetic or the heavily shoulder-padded blazers fool you. Heathers has a lot more in common with Fight Club than it does with its fellow teen chick flick. It also has more to offer than the average tale of a high school queen bee in its handling of sensationalization of death and the dead.
What are you talking about? You hated her, she hated you.
Every English class, I look forward to seeing her.
The plot of Heathers is a tad complex, but the basic storyline is this. Winona Ryder plays Veronica, who belongs to her school's most powerful clique with three other girls, all named Heather. Veronica and her boyfriend, J.D., played by Christian Slater, accidentally kill the lead Heather, Heather Chandler, and scramble to forge a suicide note.
To me, though, suicide is the natural answer to the myriad of problems life has given me.
That's good, but Heather would never use the word myriad.
This sparks an escalation of events and themes seen in very few teen movies. The sensationalization of death and romanticism of the dead person's actions.
Shit. Sorry to hear about your friend. Thought she was your usual airhead bitch. Guess I was wrong.
What sticks with people is how perfectly this movie portrays the social politics of high school and the alienation of teenagers by grown-ups who have plainly forgotten what high school is like.
All we want is to be treated like human beings, not to be experimented on like guinea pigs or patronized like bunny rabbits.
I don't patronize bunny rabbits.
Certainly any teenager knows that conversation.
This is not a movie that can get made today, and not just because it would seem like a pretentious ripoff, see Jawbreaker.
What is especially remarkable about Heathers is how it has survived in the post-Columbine world that has indirectly shaped the filmmaking practices of today. Especially when movies like Cutting Class, a Brad Pitt slasher flick that I doubt any millennial outside myself has seen, did not. Since most people love movies for the escapism, films about realistic, modern teenagers killing each other just don't succeed in a world where that's a tragic reality.
And the sensationalism and capitalization of death shown in the movie still rings true today. Just a few years ago, MTV made a television series about a girl who becomes popular only after her classmates come to believe she has attempted suicide.
Even worse, death is made out to absolve people of any prior misdeeds. The characters in Heathers, just as so many very real people have come to be, are romanticized after their death. That's not to say that the deaths should be continuously reaffirmed of their crimes, just that they should not become angels of the people based purely on the fact that they're dead.
Critics will say that the satire in Heathers is heavy-handed, or that it unintentionally glorifies violence. However, no one can deny that it predicted a media that would grow to appreciate death beyond any other headline, particularly amidst young people. Its brutal takedown of a society high on tragedy and lacking self-awareness was ahead of its time, both in the 80s and possibly today as well. It is a movie that will never be replicated in its distinction, its honesty, or its premonition.
And since it can't be replicated, I guess it couldn't be, adapted into some other form.
What other forms of media would even support this kind of story? A musical?
Nah, a stage musical would probably be way too heavy-handed with the movie's use of color.
Totally, and it would probably drain all the subtlety out of the dialogue we love so much.
Definitely. Plus, they would probably make a bunch of arbitrary changes to the characters to the point where their motivations are insulting to their audience.
Yeah. I bet the music would be great, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Too bad that will never happen.
Yeah, oh well. Okay, bye.
Teenage suicide. Talk to it. Teenage suicide. She blew it. Teenage suicide. Talk to it. Teenage suicide.
Brad Pitt.